People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me,
Smoke some dope.
I did, is my friend Joe.
Hey.
And for the 100th time,
Yes, show number 100.
we're doing kind of right.
I wish I had a cymbal and a monkey that would bang
Of course,
cymbals.
we know we've done solo shows and test shows, but, you know.
Well, we've miscounted shows, too, so who knows?
Did we really?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the whole, it's the year 2019, but it's really not 2019 years after Christ, if you believe in that sort of thing, lived or
Sure.
died. Now they're saying the year 0 was around when he was 3. You know
I don't
what I mean?
think they didn't have a symbol for the number 0, so there was no 0.
Yeah.
So it went from
Well, it was year
negative
1, sorry.
1 to
Yeah,
1.
Yeah.
So they skipped 0,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think.
they didn't really start calling. They didn't call year 1 when it was year 1.
Yeah, I don't think there was a 28-year-old going. Now it's year 13,
Yeah.
so now I have to.
Yeah. No. And I'm sure that's something easy to look up, but I never studied it, so I don't know anything about it. But it is interesting, probably. How the fuck did we get there? So you were starting to tell me you just hung up your phone and you said fucking asshole, and I'm like, who?
Well, I have these two guys that work for me.
Frick and Frack.
Yes, Eric and Scott.
I was close.
So, I was going to go to Florida this week, but I didn't end up going because my dog Chuck was not feeling well, and I couldn't leave him. He was puking up a little. He puked up a little blood for the first time in his life, and he wasn't. You could just tell after you've had a dog for 12 years.
Yeah.
So it turns out Chuck has a little ulcer. Nothing else is wrong with him. And
I mean, other than he's fucked.
well, I mean, Chuck's mentally fucked, but that's why Chuck is such a special dog to me.
He has actually mellowed.
Well, he's older.
Yeah.
So
He
I have
even
these,
kind of lost the fucking crazy eyes a little bit, too, though. You notice that?
no,
Nah.
he's still got him. He's just, he's mellowed.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the energy. But Patty took him down to the vet. And we brought some of them. It's so funny. I don't know whether this is age or just because Chuck is we've had Chuck Chuck's 12, and we basically had Chuck for 12 years. So he's our longest dog.
Right.
And he's kind of like, it was my birthday gift, 12 years ago, which is back when I was in my 40s and still wildly handsome.
Right.
But, we talk about, Patty will take him out and I'll say, hey, how was his shit? How was his shit? Oh, a nice solid one. So we talk about the dog's shit.
Right.
And, whether it was solid or, I don't know. It's just, it's a little crazy. I wouldn't do this for a human in a hard, I don't think there's a human, I'm trying to think about like you and I'd hire someone to do it,
Yeah, right.
and then I'd say, how is Al's shit?
Yeah.
But
Listen,
I was crying.
Charlie's shit is way less vile than mine.
I was crying the day I was supposed to leave, and I'm like, I'm not going. I'm just not going. I'm not going to have the dog die while I'm in Florida. Even though that would, in a way, it would kind of be easier. You know what I mean? But then it would be tougher on Patty.
Yeah, then there'd be a dog carcass rotting for days until you got home.
Well,
You'd have to call the animal fucking people.
get him cremated or
Animal
something
control.
like that. But
That's part of your tax dollars, by the way. If a dog up and dies in your house, you call the animal control officer, and they come and get it and take it the fuck away because they want it fucking properly disposed of. They don't want you buried.
Well, what are they going to do? Throw it in a dumpster?
They'll probably either burn it or bag it, and dispose of it somehow so it's not in the ground somewhere on your property.
Wow, what's wrong with that?
They don't want you doing that.
Really?
No.
Well,
I've done it.
5 of them out there.
Yeah, you got a little pet cemetery going. Now, I never buried a dog, but several rabbits and chickens. Actually, I never buried a chicken. I would take the chicken to the bogs around the corner and fucking fling it into the fucking woods at the bogs.
I would think that it would be more environmentally friendly to bury them on your yard, in your yard.
They don't want you doing that.
Well, who's they?
The people who are who are the animal control people. I don't know, Joe. I'm just telling you. I don't agree with it either. Fucking bury.
I believe
you.
you. No, they tried to get us because we had 4 dogs at one time, and we tried to do the right thing. And if you have 4 dogs, you technically have a kennel, so you have to get a fucking kennel license. So immediately there was a dead dog. Oh, we only got 3 now.
Right.
I fight authority, and authority sometimes wins.
Right.
But these 2 fucking assholes that I have working for me, and I hope they listen to this show. So for 4 days, I have been telling them, I gave them both the punch list. They have to show up today at this woman's house. Now, I was going to be gone, mind you. I'm not going down there anyway. But still, I was going to be gone. So neither did anybody show up after I gave them the punch list and told them that it's imperative that if one of you can't make it, call each other.
Right.
No, neither one of them fucking... I couldn't get a hold of either one of them last night or the night before last. And neither one of them showed up today at this woman's house to do the punch list. There were 11 windows. The top sash on the window was defective. It was a 1/4 of an inch too narrow. So it wasn't sealing. Do you follow what it was a factory defect. So they had those sashes delivered today. And that was, yesterday. And that was the key thing. They wanted those sashes in. And then they had a list of shit to do. And I, go get it done. And they're oh, yeah. So.
It's too cold for them or something.
I don't know what's fucking. Neither one of them have a driver's license.
Yeah, man. It's a bitch to get a ride when it's fucking 4 degrees out.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't fucking care. Because if you're going to disappear, like Scott said to me, oh, well, I couldn't make it because you have a fucking phone. If you tell me that you can't make it, then I can forewarn the person.
Yeah, right.
Instead of making me look like a fucking asshole.
So have you actually spoken with either of these? Or this?
No, I blew up at Scott's wife.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know. It's just... and I'm helping these fucking people along. I'm trying to
Right.
I'm giving Scott $800 a week, regardless of how many hours he works, until we get this foundation in the ground so he can start framing. And he fucks me.
Yeah. Listen, that's a tough position you're in there.
No, it's just...
It's hard to find good help, first of all. And listen, I think when you say they don't have their license, that pretty much tells the tale right there. Now, I have been without my license for a brief time, the briefest amount of time possible. After that drunk driving a couple of years ago, I was driving in 3 weeks.
Well, that was your first offense, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when you got a good lawyer and, a little cash stowed away for an emergency, which, Jesus Christ, I don't have that now. But
You don't want to be caught drunk driving.
You don't want to be caught. You don't want to put yourself in a position that you can't get to work. Here's the other thing, Joe, and I know this isn't, it's not germane, but it is germane. It's a good point by me. Do you think if they had their licenses, they would have been there today?
No.
No, they wouldn't have.
No, they're fuck-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. So Scott's wife drives both of them around, or does the other guy have a gopher, a driver as well?
Scott's wife drives him. Eric's wife or girlfriend
drives him around.
It's just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, man. It's irritating at the very least. I mean, not nearly as irritating as Nancy Pelosi, who it looks like old Nance isn't going to get away on a few things. First of all, there will be a live State of the Union address.
Oh, is he going?
Oh, yeah.
Has she invited him?
No. He's just going. He's not letting her rescind the invitation. Although I guess he was never technically invited, but he's just like, no, we're having a State of the Union.
Well, he's president of the United States. So I believe he could just say, we're having a State of the Union, get it ready, and put her in fucking jail.
Yeah, right.
I believe he could do that.
Right. Nancy walks around free at the Donald's whim. It's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Basically.
He's president of the fucking United States.
Right.
He in a snap of his finger, he canceled her fucking military jet.
Right.
Do you realize this was a half an hour before they were about to board and go?
The plane was warming up.
So, and she's going like, they say, I read an article about, this is so terrible because, she was going to go see the troops. What fucking troop would want to see that melting cunt who doesn't want to defend the fucking border? He says it's immoral to build a border wall. So, now you can come home and you can fight them in the streets, but then you can't fight them because they're more important than the citizens. That fucking
She's a lunatic.
horrid cunt and her fucking scumbag fucking insider trading cocksucker husband.
Right.
As soon as I get done with my legal thing, I'm going to get myself in trouble again. I'm going to send a nice letter to old fucking Hank fucking Pelosi or whatever his name is.
Right. They've done pretty well for themselves.
Oh, fuck yeah. Look at how rich they are.
Yeah.
It's all about the downtrodden, except for when it comes to you.
Right.
And she's got a house with fucking walls.
Literally.
All around it.
Like 12-foot
Big old
walls.
fucking walls.
Like 12-foot walls.
Yeah, walls don't work.
Yeah, right.
So why do you have fucking walls and a gate, you fucking cunt?
Right. And hers is not see-through. That's a solid pink stone wall.
It's a wall.
Yeah, man. So she's not going to get her way with the State of the Union, and guess what?
What?
You're going to give him the money, Nance.
Well,
He's getting the money.
It's a small amount of money.
Yeah.
It's a small amount of money. So, I mean, it's fucking crazy. This is all politics. It's pride, I think, in the sense of, you got fucking Chuck Schumer. Would anybody follow Chuck Schumer into battle? Or Nancy Pelosi? This fucking creature. Ugh. Disgusting fucking lowlife cunt.
Somehow the membership of her party in the House, they are kind of following her into battle. It's bizarre that she continues to have a grasp on the leadership over there. But they're I think we were talking before we turned the mics on that were we talking about that, or was I reading it? I don't remember. But there's a couple of key Democrats who are starting to go, listen, just fucking give them the money already. You know what I mean? It's not just the Donald and his people digging in. It's they're gonna.
Well,
have
he
to.
came out with a big compromise about like DACA and a whole bunch of other shit
Yep.
that they all want. So to turn around and now say, oh, well, that's unacceptable, when both of them were going to spend like $25 billion towards a wall in 2006,
Right.
they're just fucking, it's politics.
It's politics. It's at its worst. At its worst.
And if you spend enough time watching it, which I don't watch any of it, but I do read the shit online, and I'll catch a YouTube clip now and then.
Yep.
It's just fucking crazy. It's crazy.
And yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, which is now a federal holiday, and usually federal workers get paid, and they didn't get paid yesterday.
I've been
yesterday.
Did I tell you I've been charged with rape? I think it was a attempt to commit rape because I said to the electric guy, I'd love to fuck your wife in the ass until her head explodes.
So that's attempted rape?
I believe that they got that down as threatening to commit rape
threatening
or something
to commit
like
rape.
that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's threatening to commit rape at all.
No, what you said was I'd like to do that.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to win the lottery.
I believe you didn't say I'm going to.
And I'm going to today.
Right.
Because true threat has to be immediate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And I'm driving up, and I'm going to fuck your wife until her fucking head explodes. Now, does anyone believe that I could actually fuck someone until their head explodes?
No.
Or
I mean,
is it cartoonish?
It's pure. I wasn't even going to say. It's not even satire. I had another word. You said cartoonish, and it blew the word out of my head. But yeah,
it's a cartoon.
It's farce.
It's
fantasy.
Is it the fuck? Is it satire? What's satire? See, I don't have the vocabulary around that kind of shit.
Yeah, satire is more like when Saturday Night
Explain
Live.
satire.
Saturday Night Live is satire. So like say when old Alec is doing Trump, or any of them are imitating someone and they're doing a little skit, and it's based on reality and it's a distorted view of it. That's satire. Like Jonathan Swift was satire. Gulliver's Travels, because it wasn't allegorical, but it was based on shit that was going on in the news then. You know what I mean?
Right.
Satire. And there's another word that's similar to satire. See, I'm an English major. I should know all this shit, but my brain's fried from fucking crunching numbers all day and smoking pot. You know
There's
what I mean?
nothing wrong with that, Al.
Yeah, I know, but I should.
Doesn't make you a bad guy.
No, I still get to write a little bit too, but interestingly enough, and not to take a huge left turn because I want to get back to all that other shit, it is show 100, and it's just weird that it fell on the 1-year anniversary of Howard's first day with the company. So 1 year ago today, Howard started with CPP.
Who's CPP?
Commercial Pro Painting. That's who I work for.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Howard Stern.
Nah, I've never said the name of the company on air, but it just doesn't matter. Still, nobody there knows that I have a talk show, which I kind of wish I would. I could, because like 3 or 4 of them would definitely listen to every show. You know what I mean?
Nobody knows we have a talk show.
Nobody. I guess we like it that way. We don't do anything to promote it. We certainly don't have a website. We've never attempted to do something newsworthy and promote kind of right. We're just hoping people find it organically.
Well, before the holidays, we did pretty good. Now, we linking in now? Is this where we're going to get Dave? No idea.
Is it you? Can you hear us? Oh, no.
Can't hear a thing he's saying.
Try again, Dave.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Can you hear us?
Good evening, Waterbury.
Yes. How are you?
I'm very well. I just walked through the door.
Okay.
Joe, Happy New Year. I hope you're well.
Yes, you too, Dave.
Thank you very much. Isn't this fun?
It's a Skyping adventure.
Kind of like being there with all the wonderful odoriferousness.
Hey, he doesn't even sound like he's in a fucking tin can.
No, we got it worked out. He did a good mic setting last night too. I want to send him one of these that's a 1 or 2 channel, a USB, and one of these, and then he'll sound like he's here. So, you know what I mean? 'Cause right now he's using the microphone on his laptop, which is how he hears us on our laptop as well. But we'll figure out the video conferencing thing.
Well, those laptop mics aren't terrible.
No, it's not. I mean, it's served good for now. But you can hear us okay, Dave?
Perfectly. I can see you fine. I can hear you fine. Hilariously enough, this laptop is almost 10 years old.
It's so old he had to have a outboard fucking camera. It doesn't have a camera on it.
I've got one of them like R2-D2 eyeball, Dalek looking eyeball.
I don't think
attachments
that's
on
that
top of my-
old. 10 years? What version of Windows is on it?
I'm 8.1 on an HP.
Well, this must be my lap. This got to be 10 years old then. This is 8.1. I'll
tell you what, I was lucky. I got 8.1. They came out with Vista, and that's where it all started to go to hell. I've never had a problem with this.
I thought Vista was before 8.
I've gone through 3 employers, and I've been able to bring it with me the whole way.
I got 8 on that pink machine, and it's only like 5 or 6 years old. Or 5, I don't know. So can you see us too, Dave?
I can see you both. It's like being in the room.
Yeah.
Now, have you fucked any old ladies over today? Sold them some
You mean
horrible fucking financial
with
products?
Like with my cock or with my words?
Well, either way.
Well, I am a full service, so I'm just gonna give you the inclusive yes.
You got them to bite hard.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a magical world. I don't really want to get into all the work stuff, but I will say this: I made a change recently. It was probably the best decision I ever made. Really, really good stuff.
He changed employers, basically.
Since you were here. Was
As a
that
matter
this
of
summer?
fact, Joe,
Yeah, it was the end of the summer.
as a matter of fact, it was last couple of days of September, first weekend of October, and to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I pretty much laid down from the time I saw you guys up until we actually made the transition 10th of December. So for 3 months, just ethically, I didn't want to start anything I couldn't finish. So it was really kind of weird because for 3 months I was sort of like working around actually working because I mean, you don't want to get halfway through something and then have to bring
Yes.
somebody one thing over to another. So to be honest with you, I got really itchy towards the end. I was like spending the weekends at like furniture stores and used car dealerships just to fuck with the salespeople, just to keep my shit sharp. But
I like that.
yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks. You know, I started this whole mess 20 years ago, and I was the little guy, and I had my partner who was 18 years older than me. And I looked around the room in November when I saw my new crew, and I went, "Holy shit! Now I'm the old guy," and I like it.
So, I have a friend.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say she's a friend because I haven't seen her since 2003 or talked to her. But she owns she and a college friend started a mutual fund company in 2004.
Really? Which one?
Ed's Mutual Funds.
No, it's I'll find it.
Oh, boy.
Ed's Mutual Fund. Hi, I'm Ed. Got 1,500 here. I'll put it in my breast pocket. Yeah,
Well,
that's
she has $10 billion under management.
good for her.
Now, does that mean she makes a lot of money?
Multiply 10 billion by 1%.
Wow.
No, actually, probably with that amount, multiply 10 billion by
By
about
8%. Better be 8.
0.73%.
All right.
I
that was
can't
close.
imagine she's pulling in a percent of a bill. You know, if someone's going to give them their pension fund,
Yeah,
they're going to
she's
want a deal.
She's probably around 73 basis points. Multiply $1 billion by 0.73. What is that?
I'll tell you
I
in a
think it's
sec. We should all know that offhand.
73 million.
Yeah, something like
Okay. Take the 73 million.
Hold on,
multiply it.
Did we say 1 billion? How many billion?
10 billion.
10 billion.
Okay. Now you figure she's probably got an
Times
her internal
0.073.
Yeah, her internal expense average on the fund.
$730 million.
Right. Okay. Now take that and multiply that by 52%.
No, it's not 730. It's too much. 73 million.
73 million.
It's point-
Multiply that by.
No, that's a
multiply
billion.
that by-
10 billion.
No.
We're talking 10 billion.
Yeah, 730 million on 10 billion.
Okay, look. Yeah, on 10 billion. That's what we're talking about.
Champlain Investment Partners, LLC.
Okay. Well, you think the average internal load on the funds are probably around 1%.
So what are you saying?
Costs are-
730 million times what now?
Multiply that by 42%.
42%? Okay,
By
so times
42%.
0.42.
Okay,
That's
what's that?
306 million six.
306 million six.
Yeah.
Okay, now take 17% of that.
Okay. There's some fucking wacky math going on here, man.
Just trust.
It's 52,122,000.
That's probably what she, as the owner, that's probably what she and the ownership splits on an annual basis.
Oh
So
shit!
she's
Huh?
got, yeah. So she's got like how many owners did she like she's a corporation, so you figure she's got.
Well, I think
You know, she's got
everybody
share-
owns a piece, but like she's a founder.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Well, then say she gets 30% of that, and everybody else splits the other 7.
Yeah, so 15 mil and before
Yeah,
taxes, not
she
bad.
probably makes about 15 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Not
should go
bad.
visit her.
Yeah. How's she
Dude.
look?
Who's fucking old ladies now, buddy?
Right.
Give me your name and address. I mean, I probably won't be able to like place any products, but I would politely service her sphincter.
Right.
What would I do?
Never mind her sphincter.
What would I do with all that
What
money?
a filthy fucking seahole.
Well, the first thing I'd do is give her a baby because then I'd be okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, the first thing I'd do is
I don't
like,
know.
have her-
She's my age, dude. She's 50,
Oh, she's been through the change.
55.
How do you know this person was from college?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you know the guy who did the fucking Coinstar and the Red Box, too, right?
He did the Eco ATM.
Oh, that's what he did.
He Eco ATM was he wasn't a founder, but they brought him on as CEO because I guess he's good at it. And he basically built the company and sold it for $350 million
Yeah.
to Outer Wall, which was a public company until it got bought by some private equity firm.
And his small house is the $5 million house.
Are you still drinking them Mike's Hard Lemonades?
Yeah.
Is it the sugar-free version?
It's less sugar. It's light.
I was gonna say, does it taste like insulin with a twist of lemon?
It kind of tastes like watered down jizz.
I was gonna say, does it taste like a short stint in the pen?
I haven't been in the pen yet, although I may be going.
I was gonna say, remember that flavor. Add a little sweat.
I can't
You're not
drink beer
going
anymore,
anywhere.
Dave.
What?
No, I'm not. I'm not going. If they tell me I'm going to jail,
You're going to disappear.
I'm fucking out.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that one.
Gonna sell everything here.
Yeah. Don't even wait to sell it. Just go. It might behoove you to. I'm sure you got a little cash stash somewhere. It's
No.
not all in the bank, I hope. Jesus Christ.
Look, it's time to leave. I don't know what they do as far as this kind of, this kind of case.
Dude,
Did they read you your
you
rights?
get
I'd be extraditable.
Have you ever had your rights read?
Well, yeah, but only when I've been arrested, which is twice.
No, I mean in this fucking thing. They're
No, they
charging
don't-
you criminally and they've never read you your rights?
They don't have to read you your rights.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just wondering. Having never been charged
Well, I
criminally
wasn't
with
arrested.
anything.
so
So I wasn't-
clarify something for me, Joe. Is this civil or is this criminal?
Oh no, this is criminal.
Oh,
And it just
Dude.
I got it was in the district court, okay? And somehow whoever's running this thing decided that to put charges before a grand jury. So I've actually been indicted, which I'm sort of proud of.
I was going to say, that gives you a shitload of street cred.
Right. I've been indicted by a grand jury. And one of the charges is, this is why the whole thing's so fucking ridiculous. Now, I called this guy up, and apparently this was his wife's fucking cell phone. And I said, I'd love to fuck your wife in the ass until her head explodes.
Now, unfortunately, it was her cell phone, and he left a message.
Yeah, but you know what? It says his cell phone on fucking white pages.
No, I'm just saying. Unfortunately, she heard it first.
And you know what? I said, this is for Jim Judge.
Right.
Which is the guy's name. So if she listened to it, she's a dumb fucking cunt.
Right.
So they're trying to get me for like attempted rape or some fucking stupid thing.
Threatening to commit rape.
Threatening to commit rape. So I want to see how many cases there have been where someone actually committed rape and someone else's head exploded. You know what I mean?
That would be the scientific approach.
Well,
this sounds a lot like my lawyer can beat up your lawyer.
Well, it's a lot like what it is.
It's retarded.
And a lot making an example.
Plus, I'm sure
because the last time I checked, you could say pretty much anything you want to anybody, and you could wave your fist in their face as long as you don't actually touch them.
This was all over the phone, Dave, and it was on one day. They have this law that you have to create a pattern of behavior. And 3 or more events creates a pattern of behavior. But they don't have any limits, meaning if you have 3 events over 45 years, is that a pattern of behavior? Or
if you're on Instagram, it is. Or
if you have
Twitter.
3 or more events in 4 hours, is that a pattern of behavior? So it's it's bullshit. It's a bullshit thing. And I said to the lawyer, I said, do whatever you got to do. And I don't want to go to jail. And that's basically, he says, you're not going to jail. And I said, good. Keep saying that. We'll be all set.
Yeah, and you know fucking old Jeff or whatever his name is not fucking, I bet you he ain't paying no lawyer to do this either. This is the corporate lawyers fucking handling it, I would imagine.
No, this is the district attorney.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's right.
No, he's out of it.
Yeah.
They're doing this, and he's the victim or something.
He's not the driving. You're saying that
he's the $10 million a year victim.
Right.
Who old ladies eat fucking dog food so that they can pay the electric bill so that he can get $10 million a year.
Dave, are you familiar with how this whole story went? I
shouldn't really get into the...
No, he was in need of some service and was not meeting with satisfaction.
It took me 3 months to get nowhere. So I said, time to not be nice.
Time to call the head of the company.
So I called it.
I've listened to
You've
the
heard it.
99 episode. I know the story inside and out.
All right, good.
I know the story inside and out. The bottom line is it's horseshit because this falls in the same category as the guy who mispronounced Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh,
he
combined King and Jr. to come up with Coon, and he didn't mean to say it. It's totally feasible.
Are they charging
phonetically.
him with a crime?
Yes, but
no, he lost his job as a weatherman.
No, but it's the same as Kevin Hart getting railroaded because he was making gay jokes 10 years ago.
Political correctness run amok.
It's just everybody needs to get off of Facebook. Everybody needs to get off. I wanted you guys to know something. I'm gonna tell a little secret. I spent 72 hours. I didn't set up an account because I can't and I would have to declare it. I didn't set up an account, but I spent 72 hours on Twitter. And my goal in 72 hours was to get no less than 6 people to block me with no vulgarity, with no like insults. No, you're a cunt just by like little things. I got up to 8.
Well,
in
by
a day and a
doing
half.
reason, being reasonable.
Okay, well, this is what I did. The first thing I did is on my profile, I put in my
Hey, while
pronoun.
you're over there.
I put in my pronouns on my profile, but I did it. I did it as a dog whistle, and my pronouns were those and their. There, just like Louis C.K., who said my pronoun is there, and it's a location, and the location
Was one of them Sparky?
and those refer to my nuts. So I put that down, and immediately I know at least 3 people looked at my pronoun and immediately blocked. But the best one was this young lady. She was talking about the striking teachers in Los Angeles, and she wrote in all caps, "We the people have the power." And I wrote, "Please explain what power." She said, "Well, I can't, because if you can't feel it, I can't explain it to you. But it's there though." And I should probably open up the Twitter and show you what my response to her was, but it was something about, petulance and eternal childhood, because it's just these people are in.
They're cunts.
Right. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we lost Dave.
Nobody wants to take anything anybody doesn't
There
like.
he
This
is.
block. I'm going back in my bubble now. So that was it. Twitter is for assholes, and the reason why you're having a problem, Joe, is because every single fucking word we say is written down somewhere, and nobody is allowed to grow. Nobody is allowed to make a mistake. It's all bullshit.
Well, we're talking about yelling. One of the
Lost you.
charges is, and it doesn't fit because I yelled at a group of people. So that at the electric company, where I am a customer,
Right.
a paying
I'm back.
customer, and I said some bad shit to the people at the electric company. So they're trying to get me as a group of harassing and annoying people at the electric company. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I said, I think I asked Kat, I'm like, the average cable call is not going well.
Yeah.
Is Dave gone again?
That might be an internet thing.
That's not working out good.
Well, that's the ring. It rings way louder than.
What kind of ring?
Well, that was the ring.
Like a ring as far as telephone ring?
Yeah, it rings like a telephone. You know what I mean? But it's the whole sky. We're gonna change our.
We'll figure this
We're gonna
out.
change our medium. You know what I mean?
There has to be an easier way.
Well, it's not bad. It while it works, it's just who knows. It could be the internet. I can't really see from here.
It could be.
It looks like we still got plenty of cabana juice.
Right.
Not really.
No?
So let me try this again. Give this kid a call. Let's give this kid a call.
We got 3 bars on the cabana.
Yeah, not bad. What happened? I don't know. You disconnected. You're back.
Anyway, enough of that shit. Joe, you didn't go on your trip.
No, I had to hang around. My dog was sick.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I have 2 fucking morons that work for me. Maybe.
Maybe.
There isn't a driver's license between the 2 of them.
Oh, jeez.
But they fucked me over today. So it's just it's very interesting.
Yeah, when you listen back, Dave, you'll hear about the dog. Basically, he didn't go because the dog was ill.
No, man.
Did you tell Ira that?
Oh, yeah.
I saw this. I saw this great bumper sticker. It said, "The more I hang out with my dog, no, the more I hang around other people, the more I realize how much I love my dog."
I absolutely love my dog.
Yeah, and you always have. Since day one, you love that little guy.
How many blue lights are on that thing? It's just one?
I just see one blue light, yeah.
All right.
So, what are your thoughts on the ever increasing stupidity of one AOC? They call her now, the Alexandria Occasional Cortex. What do you think of this young lady?
Well, didn't she just say something crazy today?
Yes, she said the Earth is going to be dead in 12 years,
Right.
and she gives zero fucks about it.
No, she gives zero fucks about people caring what she says, basically.
Right.
I think
Hi, Vanessa.
anybody that has a hyphen in their name should be fucking executed.
Oh, no, we had this conversation when I saw you laugh. Oh, she's a hyphenate? Of course she is.
Hyphenate.
If she's a hyphenate, she should be killed.
Correct.
Ground up, feet first in a fucking hamburger grinder, and then eaten
By Charlie.
Yeah.
by rabid dogs.
Yeah.
Vanessa's best friend got married, and her husband dropped his surname and took hers. I thought that was cool. I actually thought that was pretty cool.
Bill Emelson did that.
He, like,
Well, I don't think
He,
there's
like,
anything
hated-
wrong with that.
yeah, but they chose an name, not a hyphenate. I
Yeah.
liked that.
Oh yeah, just choose a fucking name and go get on.
Yeah.
Like if her name's really cool, like fucks a lot or something.
Right.
You want to go with that.
You remember
Yeah,
both?
like
Good, Dave.
if his name's like Charlie Back and her name's like Margaret Helen, then he could be like Charlie Helen Back. That's a good name.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember old
Right.
remember old Bill who worked for me for years? Bill Emelson.
Yeah.
Billy took when he got married, he took her name. His name is officially William Judge now. He's not Bill Emelson anymore.
Well, the last name
Oh,
Judge, which is I shouldn't say this, but is the CEO of the company in which I yelled at.
Yes.
Last name.
Jeez, I wonder if they're related.
That's
I doubt
a pretty
it.
cool name.
Yeah.
I think it's an Irish.
You think so?
Yeah, and
What
there's
about-
his old man was a cop. So and they grew up in Dorchester. So what are the chances that his father and him are both fucking wildly racist?
Right.
If you
I'm going to say 107%.
if you grew up in Dorchester in the 60s, 70s, which is when he's 63, I'm 55, 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. His father definitely killed some black people,
Oh, sure.
and he definitely stomped on some black people.
Like racist spelled RACEST.
Right.
Racist.
Right. They're all fucking dumb. So
Okay,
I was,
here it is. Ocasio-Cortez says the world is going to end in 12 years. But this is the other thing she said that makes me want to just fucking punch somebody in the face with my dick. She says that it's immoral that capitalism allows there to be billionaires. To which my response is, okay, let's talk about that. Our entire society is built on Judeo-Christian values. Let's go back to,
well,
something
she's
really
not going to
simple.
buy that, Dave.
No. Hang on. Let's go back to "Thou shalt not covet." There's nothing. I have actually read most of these books, these religious books. There's nothing in the Bible that says that there's anything wrong with prospering and being wealthy. It's what you do with it, because the Bible says nothing wrong about being a billionaire, but it says a whole shitload of stuff wrong about you can't just take the billionaire's money. If he wants to give it away, fine. But it's like communism is fucking theft. And never mind, thou shalt not covet. I mean, it's not your fault that fucking, who's our boy, Elon Musk? He deserves every goddamn penny he makes. The guy's a genius.
We love you.
I'm a big Elon lover.
Yeah, we shouldn't be worried about like giving him less. We should be worried about, making the poor people less poor, which was what capitalism does. Because like the poorest people today live better than the middle class did in the 80s when we all grew up. But no,
I
we
agree
can't
with
talk
that.
about that. Oh no. The poor people only have two used cars and an air conditioner in every room.
Well,
Oh.
Doug Stanhope does a perfect thing on his special that he filmed in Bisbee.
Oh yeah,
And he says, poverty around here isn't like, real world poverty. It's like, you have to watch, The Walking Dead with BitTorrent or,
right.
the fucking window on the passenger side of your Dodge Neon. You have to roll it up, and
you have
it
like
doesn't.
a
It's not power, and So your air conditioning is it's not central air AC. It's
You got a
you
window
gotta put it
rattler.
in your window.
right.
And
Well,
it's
here's
just it's a fucking joke.
here's the I had two things. One, there was they do the missions to Africa, and they do the missions to the third world, like South America and Guatemala and shit. Well, one of these super churches said, well, we're going to show that there's poverty in America. So they were showing film of like the most destitute parts of Detroit, and the people there were like, we want to live there. Look at how fat all the poor people are.
Yeah, right.
We want to live there.
Well, Doug did this. Have you seen this, Dave? It's called something like It's Good to Be Home or something like that.
That's the one he shot in Bisbee.
In Bisbee.
No, I saw Beer Hall Push.
All right.
I've listened to like all his shit, but I don't know if I've actually seen that one.
You got to see, I think It's Good to Be Home. And he talks about watching the show Locked Up Abroad. And he says, so there's a girl there, and apparently she wanted to travel, and I met this unique guy, and he said, well, I can travel, and he'll help me pay for community college, and all I had to do was stuff this small balloon of stuff in my asshole, and then she ended up locked up somewhere. And granted, it's horrible and everything, but he's like, right outside the prison walls, they're living exactly the same way. Fucking shit river right down the middle of their fucking yard.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine, he said, imagine if they would do a show called Locked Up Abroad.
Right.
You bring it home, and you put that kid in prison, and he writes a letter to his parents. He goes, Dear Mother and Father, I live in a mansion. In every cell, there's a stainless steel bowl with clean drinking water that you can take a shit in just for a goof.
Right.
I get fed thrice daily with not as many maggots as the home cuisine. And it was fucking hysterical.
Well, that's why I always said if I ever finally want to get some rest, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it correctly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into like the nearest convenience store. I'm going to immediately take out my gun and kill like the two first people I walk up to dead on the ground.
Right.
And I'm just going to sit and drink beer until the cops show up. And the way I see it, 3 meals a day in a cot, 23 hours by myself every day to read, do push-ups, and jerk off.
Right.
It's not prison. That's like the goal.
I think they leave you alone, and there's
I
no
know
stress.
You're worried about it. I'm still young, and and it was funny because I was mentioning to my brother the last time we met before we started the podcast. You'd asked me about my wife, and long story short, I said no. We'll talk about that later. It's just roller derby.
Right.
I don't know if you remember the conversation, but what I meant to say was I'm the bisexual one.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Seems to have worked out.
Dave.
Okay, here's the other thing. Okay, here's the.
Anybody can do whatever they
we already
want.
did this. So,
Oh, boy.
prison is. I look at prison as a vacation. Shit, the healthcare is better than what I have to pay for every month.
Actually,
I
you
think
said that when you were here.
I pay $1,100 a month so that I can spend $2,400 before my health care kicks in.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Obama.
Fuck that.
Well, no, it's fucking insanity. And you know what? It's all. Everybody wants to. They don't want to say things like doctors are greedy, but they are. The healthcare system is crazy
not just
because everyone in it is greedy and nobody knows what their cost is. I mean, my plan that I have with my wife, it's her plan. She has to pay a fifth of the premium.
Right.
And now they take it and they actually put it in a line on the W-2. And it's $22,000 a year for her health insurance, in which she pays a fifth. What's a fifth of $22,000?
I mean, it's a lot like $4,500.
Yeah. So
I think right on the nose.
But I can walk in with like 3 severed dicks, and they'll sew them all
in your
back
mouth.
on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy health insurance. We can go anywhere we want.
The other thing that pisses me off about the health thing is, like, if you donate a kidney, you're a fucking hero, right? I showed up and tried to donate 6, and they wanted to arrest me.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
How could you donate 6?
Oh, he was collecting them. He had a little collection going.
Did you find some Mexicans on the border?
I took them off my necklace, and I offered.
John Wayne Gacy style or some shit.
I didn't need them for that particular recipe. I figured, why let them go to waste?
Well, they have these. They make it illegal. You can't sell one of your kidneys, and I don't understand why.
That's some bullshit right there.
If I want to sell my kidney, I should be able to sell it.
Right. I can sell my hair. I can sell my sperm, what little of it there is.
Right.
Why can't you pluck out an eye and make some gambling money? That doesn't make any. That's why you have 2, right?
You got 2. You can live on 1, and somebody really needs the motherfucker.
I finally have a platform I can run on in 2020.
There you go. Hey, did you guys see the thing this weekend where there was kids from Covington, Connecticut, were in Washington, D.C. They're from a Catholic school, and they were there for, some kind of march against abortion or something. And while they were there, it was like the Indian National Day of Mourning or something, and they kind of crossed paths, and then the black Israelites were there as well, it's turning out. But anyway, they had these kids as, confronting this Native American guy, and the fucking media just totally, what's the word?
I've been following.
I don't want to say fake news because that's the president's deal. But
there was no news.
There was no news. They made a non-story into a story.
They looked at the kid and said, "Look at the smirk on him."
He's got a smirk on his face and a "Make America Great Again" hat. Well, now the
So
longer
he must
video
be a
is showing
dick.
that the other guy, the Indian guy, is a dick.
I've been following it minute by minute.
Oh, good.
What they did is they cut it, and they made it look like, first of all, they said the kids were taunting the Native American, and they were chanting "Build the Wall." First of all, the kids weren't doing anything. They were at the March for Life, which in all the years it happens, the media completely ignores, and then they follow the Women's March, the run by co-opting Muslim Jewish hating assholes,
right.
Pro-abortion march. But every year they have this thing called the March for Life, which this year was significantly a larger population of people than the March for Life, got 0 coverage. Then a bunch of these kids, actually, their school is about an hour and a half north of me, up in Kentucky. These kids went, they weren't doing anything. They were sitting in a group, and they were waiting on their buses.
They might have fucked a dog or two, but
I figured one.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, but
they weren't
that's
messing with the
Catholicism.
Indian
That's
guy.
what they're- But anyway, they were just sitting and they were doing a couple of chants for their school. And first of all, the black Israelites came over and started telling them that they were all future school shooters and wife beaters and white rapists. Then the guy with the drum came up and started drumming in the kids' faces, saying, "You're standing on stolen ground.
Yeah,
and
sto-
all
yeah.
he did was stand there. He didn't say anything. He actually kind of smiled. He kept his friends quiet, and he diffused the situation. The media released the pictures. In the last 48 hours,
Oh, the kid did? The kid with the smirk?
News people and Hollywood assholes have been like basically calling these kids to death. The kids have started to get doxxed. The kid who was in the picture released a 2-page letter explaining what actually happened, and at least one journalist has already been fired for what he said. And for the last 3 days, all of the liberal media has been trying to walk it back because, Al, it is the quintessential fake news story.
Yeah, amazing.
This is the kind of shit that the fucking 2020 campaign is going to start getting built on. Mark my words, when you start seeing the ads on TV, footage from this shit is going to be in it.
Well, I'm tired of the Native Americans. You lost.
Should have fought harder, pussies.
Right.
You know? And you know what? They fucking conquered somebody else that was here before them.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. There were seven Native
Fuck
American nations killing each other until we showed up and killed them all.
So, and we didn't even do it, Dave. It was other people back then.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys remember? Well, that reminds me of a bit Stanhope does. You know, he's like, his buddies all, if it wasn't France, if it wasn't for us, you'd all be speaking German. Really, Paul? That was us? We did that? We the ones who like saved France?
We didn't do anything.
I remember is blacking out at the Wendy's drive-thru and not knowing if we'd ordered it.
Yeah, exactly. I try not to put "we" when we talk about things our country does. I try not to do that because I didn't do anything.
Yeah, my grandfather was 6 when he came over here, and his father dug holes in the ground. You know? You guys are going to love this as far as the whole diversity thing, because I've had to explain to my daughters there's a difference between equality of opportunity, which is what America is about, and equality of outcome, which is fucking communism.
Right.
So I was explaining to my daughters, take advantage of equality of opportunity. If there's something where you can do it because you're a woman, that's equality of opportunity. Once you get there, they'll see that you're smart and capable.
And if it's something you want to do.
But here's another thing. Everybody forgets that my wife's mother was born in the Philippines. My daughter, Layla, who's like whiter than me, got invited to Tulane for their minority diversity weekend. And also to Purdue. Purdue and Tulane are flying her out to the universities to interview her for the minority scholarships. I immediately told my daughter to get her ass to the tanning bed and to get her some puka shells and a white flower to wear in her hair. And we loaded up her cell phone with all her Filipino grandparents' stories, photographs, and recipes.
That's wonderful.
And my daughter's looking at me going, Dad, am I the poor kid? Or am I the Asian kid? I said, you're a little bit of both, baby. Go.
Yeah.
Go. That's the American way.
Hey, if it's good enough for Elizabeth Warren, it's good enough for Layla.
Yeah.
You know what I
My
mean?
daughter Layla is 25% pure Filipino, and she's in STEM. Fuck you, world.
She's probably more Native American than old Liz, too.
Well, I'm thinking that there's nothing wrong with that, Dave. Milk it for whatever you can.
I told my daughter, and she's even laughing. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go to the tanning bed. I'm going to try to get all browned up. I'll get some puka shell necklaces, and when I go there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get over to Goodwill and buy a bunch of clothes and really dress down. I'm like, go, baby, go.
Yeah, bring I know this isn't the Philippines, but it's kind of close. Put like 4 or 5 cans of Spam in her bag.
No, that is the Philippines. I said that, and I mean the black folks are carrying hot sauce. There's Filipino pepper sauce. I'm gonna have her put in her purse.
I was gonna say you gotta have some hot sauce in there too. You know what I mean?
like have her go to the pizza joint and ask for a side of steamed rice. We're fucking doing this. Like, hey, if it's gonna knock $20,000 a year off the bill,
do whatever you gotta do.
Oh, God damn it!
There's so many of these poor people everywhere that have been just horribly
mistreated.
by the
Yeah,
United
like-
States. Just
By a-
terrible.
Like the
Not-
poor Japanese kids who aren't allowed to go to Harvard, though they deserve to. That's some fucking bullshit. You heard
Yeah.
about that?
No.
Class action lawsuit against Harvard because for over a decade, they've jacked.
I gotta take a
they've
pee.
They've
Right.
jacked the. You've got to have like this much higher of an SAT score to get into Harvard just because you're Asian, to try to reduce the Asian population
Right.
at Harvard. That's
Well, by definition, that is racist.
But I mean, yeah, but I mean, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what Whitey did 400 years ago. But let's not talk about that.
Well,
Face it, Al. You're evil. You're evil. You're white and you're male.
hey, way back, and I told Joe this, and he said it wasn't his experience, but I was pretty close with our RA, the second one, there, Kristen Zagarella. Hi, Kristen. I know you're listening, baby. And she told us, the RA training at UMass, they told all the RAs that simply because you're a white man, you are racist, you are sexist.
And that was 30 years ago.
That was 32 years ago.
What happens in
33
the
years ago.
Happens in the university, happens on the street. I got one better for you.
Yeah.
My last semester senior year, I was taking a bunch of Momo courses just to get out.
Yeah. Same here.
I took this 101 level sociology course.
Hey,
called-
I took that too in my last semester.
I took
That and history of jazz.
No, what I took sociology 101,
Yeah.
which was
I took that too.
race, sex, and
What it
class
was?
structure in America.
What it was a 400 person lecture hall with no discussion group and 4 multiple choice tests. That's what it was.
No, what it was a Middle Eastern teaching assistant came in, and I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back on it, I realized he was a Muslim.
Yeah.
He came in on the first day, he said, from this day forward, the name of this class is Racism, Sexism, and Class Hostility.
Awesome.
So in my notebook, I fucking wrote like Noam Chomsky,
Yeah.
and then I left and smoked cigarettes.
I don't no, Joe, thank you. I don't remember. I think you got one shot left too. It had fell down, and I put it back in the freezer for you. Yeah, I don't remember anything about that sociology class other than I met Erin Patterson in that class. I don't know if you remember Erin, Dave.
Dude,
It was the long-haired chick that I've. How much damage have you done to both your palm and your penis to Erin Patterson's image?
What was her name?
Her name was Erin Patterson. I was sitting in that sociology lecture way up in the back, and
Why do
She
you
walks
assume
up-
Dave was beating his meat?
because he often does and has, and we lived together when she was
Probably doing
around.
it, sitting to your left.
She
What?
so
Nothing wrong with beating
she
your
walks
meat,
up
though.
to me and she goes, "Is that seat taken?" I go, "No." She sits down, the cutest, most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. She goes, "So how was your day?" So from then on, I was totally tight friends with her. I introduced her to Miles. She ended up going with Miles. You don't remember this at all, do you,
Wait,
Erin?
Erin Patterson. She was this little tiny thing. And
Gorgeous.
She wore these white sweaters. And
Yeah,
she had like
tight, big boobs, smoked Marlboro 100s,
and she had like super beautiful teeth.
and lips. She was gorgeous.
I don't like
remember
good-looking
that.
teeth.
I
And
remember-
the day that I was moving back home at the end of the semester, she threw herself at me. I'm like, "Nope, not doing it. Sorry."
Speaking of that, who was the chick who was like studying?
Why didn't you do it?
Because I had a fiance at home, and I didn't want to ruin my relationship with Erin, and I never really saw her again. Anyway, I talked to her on the phone. We caught up on Facebook, and then she unfriended.
Don't you wish you
we were
blocked her?
we were friends on Facebook for 8 years, and then she.
I wish you fucked.
Then I do, and then and then she unfriended me because of my Trump hysteria, my Trump histrionics. You know what I mean? I think there was some. It was more. I think I called Hillary the C word right in writing on Facebook or something.
Criminal?
Well, we said cunt a lot here.
Yeah.
No, I believe it's
I thought you
cunt.
meant criminal. When
Yeah.
you call Hillary the C word, I mean.
Oh no, I called her the W word. That was it. I called her a
What?
whore.
Wicked
I
cunt?
called her a whore. That's too bad. Aaron, I know you're listening, baby. Give me a call, will you? You got my number. You know.
Blame it all on me. I say wicked cunt a lot. Especially over the phone to electric company employees.
Hey, Dave, speaking of the past, I got another surprise for you.
Go ahead.
I sent you that the Babe the Retard album that I did. Evan talked me into doing something, and
It's communist.
Yes. I just, Evan talked me into it. I have literally hundreds of 4-track cassette tapes from the basement over there. I tracked down a Yamaha 4-track that has the multi-speed, the high speed and the low speed, and I'm going to start digitizing all that shit. And I also found the Influence demo that me, you, and Mike Wilworth did in like 1992.
That was the one I was.
That was the one what? Oh, boy.
That's 4 songs on.
That's 5.
If you can give me that one, because I sing, I hear that I hear the influences. I hear that song fly away in my head every day.
Yeah, we have.
life.
There was a 5-song demo.
Do that one first, please.
Yeah, I'll digitize that. That's the first thing I listened to. But I didn't. I had that mixed down to 2 tracks anyway. I didn't need the 4-track, but I did play it on there to test the 4-track player.
That was like the best shit we ever did. That thing that we did with the Influence was probably better than anything.
It was really good. Mike was kind of a megalomaniac to work with, but he taught me a lot about the recording process too.
Hey,
hear from him. What?
Did you guys?
Again, he's a communist. I was friends with him on Facebook, and I'm off Facebook, so no, I don't hear from him.
Go ahead, Joe.
So Scandinavia has become the most egalitarian area in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking earlier about, equality of opportunity.
Versus equality of outcome.
Right. And equality of outcome is crazy, but equality of opportunity isn't.
Yes.
So what they've tried to do in Scandinavia is prove that all you got to do is make everything even and equal, and women and men will do the same thing.
And the exact opposite happened.
It's been the biggest failure.
Yeah.
Because you find that you have 1 out of 20 women going into engineering and 1 out of 20 men going into medicine.
That's correct, because once you level the playing field and you give people an absolute choice of what they want to do, men tend to steer towards numbers and objects, and women steer towards relationships and people.
So,
because fucking nature and fucking science.
So, this whole idea, well, first of all, that sort of blows the whole, like, there's no difference between women and men. Sort of blows that out of the water.
Feminism's a lie.
And then it just blows well, if we just, like, encourage. I remember I was in engineering school. I was in the School of Electrical Engineering. Out of
Joe,
100 guys, there might have been 3 women.
But that's because there's always an exception to the rule, and they probably had the IQ and the intellect to be there.
No, they were very bright, and they wanted to be there.
Probably wonderful.
But
can I share something with you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. When you're done,
sure, buddy. You go ahead. That's all I was going to say is that all of this is horse shit. This fight between men and women is horseshit. It's the idea that women, because we constantly hear we live in a patriarchy.
Bullshit.
And it's like, well, so, 100 years ago, or get back to 1900, 1895. So, women didn't do anything. They were just slaves.
Bullshit.
Women had a huge impact.
Everyone was horrible. Everyone lived horribly. Listen to the Jordan Peterson stuff. Everybody lived horribly. We just had to fucking survive, and people naturally turned towards this.
Imagine not having. Think about it. Al and I are in this little fucking suite. What do we call it?
The studio.
Yeah, the studio, which was my daughter's apartment. We have air conditioning for the summer. We have Wi-Fi. We have all kinds of connections to the outside world.
Yeah.
We have a refrigerator with cold beer and shit in it. We got coffee if we want it. This is fat. This is really fat down here.
Yeah.
And they didn't have fucking light. You know, when it got dark out, you could have a little lantern, baby, and read. But for the most part, it was fucking dark out.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there wasn't like light pollution like there is when you live somewhere near. You know, I was looking out when it was snowing the other day. Nighttime. I mean, I'm talking, and I don't know where the moon was, but it was overcast. It's fucking light out. You can walk around. It wasn't light out back in 1895.
Right.
It was pitch black.
Yeah, it's light out because you got that colony place over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Living back then, blue
Yeah, probably.
for everybody.
Back during the times of the founding fathers, we don't know this because we live in post-industrial America. There was no, oh, you work all day and you sleep for 7 hours. That's all bullshit. In pre-industrial society and agrarian society, you woke up at dawn, you worked all day, you ate, you went to sleep at sundown. But human beings' bodies are actually designed. You sleep for about 4.5 hours. You wake up, and everybody would wake up, and in the middle of the night, you'd have 3 hours. You'd do shit in the middle of the night by candlelight. Then you'd go to sleep and wake up at dawn. The whole idea of sleeping 7 hours is a modern construct. It has nothing to do with the way our bodies actually work. But that's all lost to fucking history because of the industrial age. Just like education is lost to history, because it was the Vanderbilts and the Carnegies who pushed the government to start the Department of Education, because they said the government needs to control education because we don't need intellectually smart, inquisitive people. We need dumbed down fuckers to work in the factories and go to sleep for 7 hours and get up. But we don't know all that because we don't have history in this country.
No, well,
Look it up. Joe, I have to share something with you, and I want an honest opinion. This is
Sure.
the take. Me and my wife, and I give my wife a lot of credit because she helped me figure it out. But I really want to share this with you guys, and I want an honest opinion.
I promise.
The Democrats and the liberals and the leftists, for them, as a way of expanding welfare and keeping more people on the government tit, there's been a lot of talk about universal basic income. I want to share with you the way that I know, God is my witness, we can make universal basic income not only work but save America. Ready? Here's how it's going to work. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to have universal basic income because we have to reduce the workforce so that we can let technology proliferate and we can do a better job of fixing the social problems. And here's how it works. If you are married and you file a joint tax return and you have children. Now, when I say married, I'm going to go ahead and say it could be a man and a woman, a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. But if you are married in a monogamous relationship and you have children and one parent, either the male or the female, is declared as the stay-at-home spouse, $72,000 of universal basic income. This is going to encourage marriage. This is going to encourage two-parent families. It will encourage one parent staying home and exiting the workforce. It will elevate bottom line minimum wage income, and it will fix all the problems we have in society because kids need two parents.
Do you really have to file a tax return?
Joint?
I guess I'm off. That's what I mean, a joint tax return.
How about
What
if
do
they
you think?
just send everybody a check without the tax return?
No, but that's the way you got to do it because
Yeah,
look
I
what
guess you do.
What do you think? I mean, I think I fixed it
Yeah, but how do you arrive at 72,000?
because that's the number that they've been bandying around in every study.
So you get
That's true.
72,000 for the stay-at-home and whatever the other one is earning.
Right. But if you are married and filing a joint return
Ugh.
and you have children and they're those
Oh,
are your
and you have
legal-
children. So nobody
No,
our age,
only if you have children.
dependent children.
Oh, so
Right.
so a single person wouldn't get it?
No, you have to be married and you have to be a stay-at-home parent to a dependent child, and you file a joint return. Then you get paid $72,000 a year to stay at home and fucking raise your family and make sure your kids don't grow up assholes.
Here, I'm going to give you an example. This is sort of an answer, but it's an example. I was way ahead of the curve on universal basic income.
Joe's been talking about it for a long time.
What do you think?
Because I knew when my kid got out of school that if she went and moved in with like 3 or 4 other girls and got a job, she would have to pay rent. And that rent payment would curb her willingness to quit a job and go on to the next. So what I said to her is, I said, you guarantee that you'll live here a year, I'll build you an apartment in a basement. And then for nothing. And you go to work, and she had boyfriends here or whatever. And it worked. So that's my example of universal basic income. I gave my kid a place to stay so that she didn't have to sweat the rent and she could move from one company to the other, which she did.
Right. So what you did basically is you gave her the ability to move entrepreneurially. Now,
Yes.
Here's what I'm saying. Right now, the welfare system exists to encourage the single mother and the broken child. If we do it my way,
Where's this 72,000 coming from?
that's the number that they all settle.
But where is
Doesn't
it
matter-
coming from? Who's paying more money? Somebody has to pay more money. Because much like if you are a modern day public employee, you don't pay
Right.
taxes. So if you
No, but it's
are
not-
receiving $72,000 in universal
missing-
basic income, you're not paying taxes. Who's paying?
Yeah, but
Are the
but that's
corporations
whole
paying
thing.
more
They
money?
Just like with welfare, they just write the check. But what you have to understand is if it's part of the tax code, the first portion of it comes in tax breaks to that family. So they're not going to receive call it whatever number. Use 50,000. Okay, but let's say the wife goes out and makes $150,000 a year, and the husband is the stay-at-home spouse.
Yeah.
Okay, they basically get tax breaks equivalent.
So she's not
may
paying
actually
taxes. Like I'm saying. You just
they
made
get
my
a-
argument. If you're getting universal basic income, you're not a taxpayer.
No, but you guys, you got to understand what I'm saying. It's kind of like when you have a public employee, they don't really make any money. You take it out of the pot and then they give some back. It's all bullshit.
Right.
But when you like the lowest members of the lowest tax earners, they not only don't pay taxes, but they get a return anyway. It's a form of welfare. But then welfare, the more kids you have, the bigger check you get. What I'm saying is, if you want to get people to voluntarily exit the workforce, then incentivize them to fucking stay home and raise their kids.
So
Because
I'm
when you
100%
look-
for that.
where's the money come
Because
from?
now they
look at the
they
crime
drive to a
problems.
job where they don't make enough money. They
Yeah.
waste. They clog up the roads. They waste gasoline.
Yeah. And they make enough money to send the kids to fucking daycare and raise monsters.
Right. So
So are we doing
that's
all
it.
Pay
homeschooling
mom.
as well?
pay mom to stay home.
Are we doing homeschooling as well? Or are there still public schools?
Say mom, because I don't want to be sexist, but
Still,
pay one of them
whoever.
to stay the fuck home.
Who-
You reduce the workforce, which means wages go up because there's more competition. You unclog the system. You
Are there still
have
public
better
schools?
kids.
Are there
They have
still
both.
public schools?
Absolutely.
Well, sure, but it's up to them. I mean, they want a public school or private school, that's fine. That has nothing to do with it. I'm starting with we do not have a racism problem in America, and we do not have a drug problem in America.
We have an
We don't-
opportunity
we
problem.
don't have a transsexuality problem in America. We have a parenting problem in America.
And an opportunity problem.
70% of our minority population is born in a single parent household, and fucking 42% of the white kids are born with one parent. That's the reason why everybody's an asshole. Two parents.
Right.
And And my brother Al used to get in my shit because 20 years ago, like when Rosie O'Donnell started adopting kids, I got to admit, I was like, where's the dad? He's like, fuck you. Those kids are better off. And Al was right.
Those kids will be fucked.
Mother and father. It's about two-parent household.
No.
But
Those kids will be fucked. Just because they were raised by Rosie.
Well, they've gone through a divorce over there as well, so.
But you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
We've ruined this country because feminism has lied to our daughters for 40 years, for 50 years. They've lied to our daughters. Okay.
Well, what feminists has told women is that, well, you're a piece of shit and you've been treated like a piece of shit. And
yeah. So you're okay. Men are ugly and disgusting, and it's the job of the woman to civilize the man. Feminism's answer was, "You go be ugly too." Fuck you, feminism.
I'm just not getting to.
I get it.
A and B. A plus
get it.
B equals C.
I am with.
Explain it to him, Joe.
No, I'm not. I
get what I'm saying.
You
right?
say that's going to guarantee everything's better. All of a sudden, we have some utopian society.
No, nobody's going to get utopia.
What are you going to get?
Here's what we're going to get.
You're going to get less crime?
I really believe there's 15% of the population that's going to do fucking nothing, no matter what you do.
Well, that's based on the bell curve, and that's the truth.
So you might as well just take care of them and pay them to stay home.
Yeah.
So at least they're not wasting gasoline to pretend to show up to work.
Right.
There's
Let
other
them stay
people
home
that are in a
and
fucking suck job that they can't get out of because they have to stay there, because if they don't, they won't have a roof over their head and they won't be able to eat. And these might be some of the... They could be some fucking genius with great ideas. And if you freed them up from just the basics, like putting a roof over your head and some food,
Who knows
what you
what
would
they
do
might
is
be able to do.
incentivize some fucking great shit. Now,
Dude, I'm telling you, I think I've got it figured out. I think I've figured it out, dude.
Figured what out?
Get what?
What have you figured out again?
Okay. Everybody talks about the fact that technology is
I
going
understand
to,
that part of it. I'm wondering where the 72,000 is coming from.
All right.
Who's paying it? And how does that all of a sudden make everything
you're getting
crime
stuck on,
and go away and all that shit?
I'm
getting stuck on the reality of it, on the actual mechanism of the whole thing. How does it happen?
All right, let me give
right
you
now
the
it's a
reality.
science fiction short story.
Let me give you the reality of it, Albert.
Yeah, good.
Okay. 16% of our federal budget every year is our fucking military, the greatest, most powerful war machine that's ever existed in the history of mankind.
Right.
64% of our federal budget is welfare. And we use that welfare, about half of it, to incentivize people to fuck, have kids, not get jobs, and not have families.
Now, wait a minute,
What I'm
Dave.
saying is...
I don't think it's 64%.
Yeah, you're reaching for something out of your ass.
Are you,
here.
do you have like
64%
Social
of our
Security in
federal
there or
budget is
something?
Social Security and welfare and entitlements. Look it up.
Social Security's not welfare.
Yeah, but that's old people.
Social Security is absolutely fucking welfare.
No, it's not.
It is. It's
They
fucking
use it as welfare. They use it as welfare, but it's not welfare.
But it's
Social
mostly old
Security
people,
is
isn't it?
Pure fucking welfare. You're forced to pay into a system. Social Security is
supposed to-
100% welfare. Wow,
Percentage
that
of-
bothers me that you
So,
don't think of it. It's
Social
it's not.
Security
I'll tell
is-
you what.
Is
Uncle Sam wants to write me a check tomorrow for everything I paid into Social Security at 0% interest tomorrow. I will take that fucking check and exit the system.
yeah, but isn't it old people? It's not. Is it old people? Or
It
no?
was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. You pay into it, and after you retire, you get it. But they've pilfered the fund. The money's not there
Well,
anymore.
that's
I
what
know what you're
Well,
saying,
It hasn't
Dave.
been there in
It's
50
fucking
years.
welfare.
Yeah.
When they set it up, the Social Security system was originally called social welfare. When FDR, a communist, set it up, he said it is the duty of our society to take care of our most delicate and the most needy part of their life.
By the
He
way,
says
you're
emergency
62.
lasts the rest
You're
of your life.
60.
When he set it up-
You're 62% is way off, dude.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's like,
What
go ahead.
the life expectancy when they set up the Social Security system, the social welfare, was 67 to 69. Now, when you retire at 65, okay, the federal mortality table by law runs to 120. And the average lifespan in America is 87 to 92 for men. Excuse me, 82 to 87 for men and 87 to 92 for women. It's bullshit. And they expected that the tip from where it would be more people taking out of the system than putting into it at 2021. We passed it 3 years ago because of the recession. It's all bullshit. But setting Social Security aside, because it's always going to be there, it has to be. It's just that guys like us, instead of being able to start at 62, we'll probably have to start at 72. But what I'm saying is the concept of universal basic income is there's going to be less jobs, so let's keep society going. I mean, they do it in fucking Dubai. They do it in Saudi Arabia.
It's
everybody
coming.
gets a check. Everybody gets a check for like $68,000 a year American.
It's 6% of the federal budget.
How much?
6%. SIX. 6, not 60.
Bullshit.
6%.
What? What is
Just
6?
look it up. And it includes everything that you're talking
Social
about.
Security is 6%?
No. Welfare. Welfare is 6% of the federal budget.
I'm including Social Security.
It's in there.
Welfare,
Yep, you're right.
Title.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Now,
6%.
There's people that take Social Security disability, which you could count into the... There's a lot of people that really aren't disabled that take...
SSI.
Well, didn't you... You used to follow them around, didn't you?
Well, I was.
You weren't for that,
I was
but
following insurance
companies,
cheats.
you were like,
insurance
guy
cheats.
would be carrying an engine block on his fucking
like you
shoulders. and,
somehow couldn't
I can never work again,
can't
dude.
work or anything, but you get footage of him fucking, working inside his whatever. I quit that job because it was soul sucking. I'm like, you know what? All this guy is doing, whatever. Fucking kids are running around in
Trying
the
to do
yard
what
and
I
you
would do.
videotape. Yeah, I
Game
mean,
the system.
I'd like to say that too, but I've never collected a dime. You know what I mean? I paid in a
here
lot.
it is.
I think we could
Social
do a lot of
Security.
good.
Here you go. Social Security unemployment labor is 49. Social Security and unemployment labor is 49%.
Of
Medicare
what?
and
No,
and
49% of it's 6% of the
total-
total budget. Look up total budget.
No.
The 49% you're talking about is
total mandatory spending in 2015 was 2.45 trillion. Okay, Social Security unemployment and labor was 1.246 billion. Medicare and health was 986 billion. So that's 47 plus 38, 49 plus 38.
the fucking budget is $5 trillion. You're talking about $280 billion.
No, he just said 900 something billion.
It
And he
doesn't matter. We're mincing words. He's
trillion.
way off, is what I'm saying. He's just way
I don't know
the
what
fuck
budget,
off.
Isn't the budget like around 4 trillion?
It's closer to 5 trillion than it is to 4.
I
I'll
think
tell you exactly what it is. It's like $4.74 trillion.
everyone that's disgruntled should be able to light Nancy Pelosi's cunt on fire
Right.
with a tiki torch.
The 200
All right, the exact number actually.
4.4 trillion, Joe.
Social Security. If you separate Social Security out, 23% of the total federal budget. Medicare is 23% of mandatory spending.
That's
and
not
15
including the money that's coming in from those things as well, though.
No, but
You're just talking about total money spent. You're not taking into account that the money that's coming in from that too.
No, yeah, but
It's about 6%. About 6% of the total budget is wasted. I'm talking about wasted. Huh?
It all comes in and goes. There is no reserve. It all comes in and goes right back out.
Right.
Yes.
That's why there's required minimum distributions and quarterly taxes.
It almost
There's no-
pays for itself.
All I'm saying is if you're going to give the money away, do you want to give it away to the single mom with 7 kids and no husband? Or do you want to encourage people actually raising their kids? That was my point.
I don't. I'm
I
not.
was
I'm not.
also-
I can't. I don't. That to me is just. It doesn't make any sense. It just.
I don't know how long
Why
ago
is
this
it got to
was.
be one way and not the other way? They're both bullshit.
Here's a thing that I thought was a great idea when it came out, and I've had the luxury of time to think about this, and I still think it's a great idea. Now, this could have been in the 80s, so you guys might have been younger than me then and not knowing about it.
Well, we're
Do
younger than you,
remember the
Joe.
Nor plant?
Yeah, the fucking.
And they were going to give women like $500, and you get the Nor plant,
To
and you can't
sterilize
have any
yourself.
more fucking kids.
Right.
And all the fucking liberals, Nancy Pelosi types got up in arms. And so instead of getting the Nor plant, they had fucking 7 kids that are all out stealing, breaking into your house, mine, and stealing
First of
bikes
all,
and-
again, it's science fiction. It looks good on paper. It's a neat story. It's a neat concept, but
No,
No,
you
Nor
fucking
plant itself-
sterilize them.
no, I know you sterilize them. We should just.
We know who the dregs
should
of
just give them
society
a
are.
fucking hysterectomy or whatever. Never mind the Nor
Sterilize
plant.
the motherfucker.
Because the Nor plant's going to give them cancer and all this other shit.
Well, that falls in the same category of Planned
Well,
Parenthood.
that does.
Let's go ahead and pay
That works out pretty good too. If they fucking die,
Yeah.
you can't die. You can't die if you don't have
lo-
cancer or some
Well-
other terminal illness.
Sounding a lot like Hitler over there, by the way.
No, but
There's got to be a
no,
better
I-
way.
No, I'm not even going even close.
And
to
I'm no
eugenics.
fucking liberal.
I'm just
I'm just
saying,
like-
go where the populations are that have 11
As long-
kids and can't take care of them, and give them some money.
You're going to find that most of the people with over 10 kids are white and live in West Virginia. We're not talking about Atlanta and
that's fine,
Detroit
too.
and fucking.
give them the
This
fucking.
gentleman-
Give them the sterilization.
I'm with you on that one.
This gentleman is why abortion is such a difficult subject for me, because in as much as I love the idea of the indiscriminate murder of children,
like abortion.
I have a huge problem with letting women make a decision.
Yeah, right.
So it's hard-
I'm into post-birth abortion.
Yes.
no, yeah, up to age 30.
Well, I've extended it. 35.
35. Around the time that
Okay.
they're eligible to be president of the
I think
United
at
States.
35, you should be able to kill your own child.
Except there has to be an amendment or a caveat to the law that if your kid fucks up at 35 and you have to kill them, you are allowed to kill their children too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Straight
well,
up.
they're probably going to be worthless anyway.
It's
So
like post-birth
kill 'em.
abortion. Like post-squared abortion. Birth squared.
Right. I mean, I want to go down to Walgreens and go to the
Cross-generational abortion.
Yeah,
Well,
you can't buy it. You can't buy it like in the aisle. But if you go up to the pharmacist and say, "I'd like 3 vials of injectable ass cancer," and you have to identify what it's for, you could say it's for my son and his 2 kids.
Right.
Then they'll be like, "Oh, here you go.
Yeah,
sir.
here you go.
We're gonna have to see some ID, just to make sure you're over 21."
Right.
Yeah.
do they
I
have
would like-
injectable ass cancer?
I mean,
Yeah, well, you can also deduct it on your cafeteria 125 plan.
yeah, they have it. They pass
It's a
it.
deduction.
They pass it around at the Illuminati meetings. You know what I mean?
Ass cancer.
The injectable.
I got 2
The-
bottles of Drano over there. I believe that's ass cancer in a jug.
It's ass cancer waiting to happen right there. Just fucking
You
say
can get
ah.
It, you can get it in fruit punch, banana, strawberry, and
Yeah,
trail mix.
all kinds of flavors.
Put your fucking ankles behind your ears and say ah. You know what I mean?
I don't know. There's
all,
no.
of a box of Newport Menthols, bottle of Boomstorm Strawberry Red, and a vial of trail mix ass. It's going to be a great weekend.
Look, I just remember the
Keeps you
Norplant thing,
Keeps you thick.
and people, they were into it. The people getting it were into it. Like, I get $500 and I don't get fucking pregnant.
And I don't have to
Now
have
I can
kids anymore.
fuck
Everybody.
I can fuck everyone for crap.
However, that
And not get
$500
pregnant.
runs out quick, and they figured
But
out.
they got the Nor plan in for 5 years.
Oh, is that all? But they're not going to be getting a check other than the 500. So they want to. They want the. They want
Well, no,
the
they'll
kids
still
are their
get a
little money
check.
makers. Yeah, right. Not as big.
But then I
No,
got to
I
go
think- I
back
think
and take the Nor plan out so that I can.
Yeah.
Oh no, you sign a deal.
How about
No,
Dave's idea of the
Al-
$72,000, and they also get Norplant.
No, Al has a good point. The problem is that they go up to they'd like to go up to the clinic in Norwood and get the $500 and snort it, then show up at the clinic in Winchester and get the $500, and then show up at the clinic in.
Well, no, they're gonna know that you
they're
have-
gonna
Like
know.
about
You already
3 weeks,
have the
they're
Nor
like,
plan.
with
You-
lumps and shit.
Yeah, no. You got it in you, and they're gonna fucking.
They're gonna know,
You're gonna brand an N right on your forehead. There you
especially
go.
now. I mean, they'll have a little
And for
barcode
Norplant.
on your forehead,
Right.
It's
tattooed behind your ear.
Right.
Oh no,
they give you a little neon belt buckle that you can wear over your cunt that says UFOs land here.
no, Shaniqua, you already got the $500.
Have either of you guys seen this Handmaid's Tale, which I do want to see? I just started Justified. You know Justified? I just started that. Handmaid's Tale is a dystopic glimpse into the future where women are, a certain class or type of women are they make the babies for the rest of society. Like everybody's fucking, I don't know why. People are either they don't want to have the babies or there's a mass fucking, I don't know. I got to see it. It's an interesting story. The broad who played Peggy on Mad Men is the main character. She's one of these women who are a handmaid, and what they do is they have babies for rich people. You know what I mean? But they're like little baby making factories. You guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
No,
I've been
I
waiting.
know what you're talking about.
You know what?
Watched it.
I'm waiting for Free Solo to come out so I can watch it.
Oh, I thought you had already seen it.
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, you're just waiting to see it.
Free
I know
Solo.
both of you guys enjoy. I know both of you guys enjoy the historical stuff. If you want something that's really intriguing, it's kind of like it's like Handmaid's Tale is like post-apocalyptic dystopian.
Yes.
But if you want something that's really surreal, but a really good also sort of historical drama,
Yeah.
The Man in the High Castle.
Yes, I'm interested in that as well. I am gonna
Listen.
when I'm done with that's next.
I've
after
been
Justified.
trying to watch that though. It gets kind of, I don't know.
What's that? Germans won the war and it takes place in
Germans-
America.
It gets a little
They
tired.
dropped the bomb. They dropped the bomb. They dropped the bomb on Washington,
Okay.
and the Germans control everything up to the Rocky Mountains as basically the North American Reich, and New York is
New York's what?
So does Alex
and
Honnold.
what's that?
Go ahead.
And the capital is San Francisco, but
Yeah.
for some reason
The Gooks control.
these films keep but for some reason these films keep showing up showing that America won, but that's fiction. But basically what ends up happening, and I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, don't ruin
because
it anymore.
Forget the story. The reason why it's so fantastic is that they totally recreate 1962 America,
Yeah.
except that the Japs control half the country and the fucking Krauts control the other. So you have
Is everyone
you have
speaking
the
German?
What's that?
Is everyone speaking
No,
German?
they speak
No,
English,
nobody speaks
but,
German.
but
Okay.
the American Reich controls, and they're flying rocket jets all around the world,
Yeah.
and they have beautiful cars, beautiful Bavarian cars, but it's all 1962 technology. And then you go over to San Francisco, and they're driving little tiny rice burning cars, and they're still taking steamships from San Francisco to Japan because they're behind technologically. So at the same time that they're trying to discover what these weird films are, the Reich is getting ready to nuke fucking San Francisco and take over all
That's
North
enough.
America.
Don't spoil it anymore for me. I'm
Dude,
interested in that
please.
show.
I want to
would
watch the
love
guy
to-
climb
Yeah.
El Capitan
Yeah.
without a fucking
with,
rope.
his thumbs. your hand gets sore going knuckle deep on a dog, and he's climbing Mount Capitan with his thumb.
Right.
It's fucking
Who is
awesome.
this guy?
Alex Honnold.
He needs to join the Avengers. Remember that time we defeated Thanos, and we need a guy who could climb a mountain with his thumbs?
He is.
Yeah, me neither.
He could be part of
the
it.
X-Men.
But I get so much pleasure out of seeing somebody that knows exactly what he wants to do. And he knew it when he was fucking 11.
Yeah.
Well, I knew
And
exactly
he's
what
been-
I wanted to do when I was 11, and that was drink a glass of wine out of the hollow-out skull of Yasser Arafat, and those fuckers kept me from those assholes. So my life from here on is just a waste of time.
Well, it's not a waste.
Sorry.
It's an
Sorry, dude.
adventure.
Sorry to throw you off the train of thought. Go, man, go.
It's an adventure.
No, I actually, you talked about this on the last podcast, and I have to admit, I want to watch it. Are you guys familiar with this thing called the Fire Festival from 2017?
I just saw the documentary.
Is that the dog
I
people?
watched it 2 nights ago. Wasn't it? Never mind the subject. Wasn't it a fantastic
That
documentary
was
just on
fucking
its own?
great. It was great.
Oh my god!
And that kid just
I was-
fucking like I want to slap the kid's back for pulling that thing off. Because he fucked
He is-
all these assholes that would just needed to be fucked anyway.
He was his generation's P.T. Barnum. What a fucking genius!
Oh, it's great. It's great. They
And
all
he got
showed up.
sentenced last week, Joe.
Oh, for
He
how
got
long?
sentenced last week. He only got 6 years. He only got 6 years.
That's not
That's
bad.
like a fuck.
He didn't want to go to jail though at all. But
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I have to look it up. Fire Festival?
and it's spelled
Oh,
Fyre.
in Holland, right?
No.
No, actually, it was. They did it down. They did it down
They
in the
bought a
islands.
fucking
And the thing about
island.
it was-
Okay.
They bought Pablo
But-
Escobar's island.
Right.
And they said
but-
to him,
but-
you can't say anything about Pablo Escobar. And their first
He immediately
advertisement
went, "Pablo
was
Escobar."
like, Pablo Escobar used to kill people here or something.
And they were like,
So they got
"Fuck you,
thrown
it'll
off
never
there.
happen."
And they went to like some other island and bought like a burnt out subdivision.
And like,
It was a riot.
yeah, sorry, my dog's barking. I apologize. Hang
That's
on.
all
Hello,
right.
puppy.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. He
But
only
I
got
just
6 years,
watched
huh?
that. I think I watched it either last night or yesterday.
Now, do you think he tucked any of the money away? Like when he gets out, will
No,
there be?
no, there was no.
I don't
There
think,
was no
but,
money.
but maybe.
Yeah.
No, there was no money. It was a huge Ponzi scheme. The whole thing about it is he had one bullshit website. That
No, but
he
remember
built
he
the
kept
Fire-
getting money from that woman who believed in it and shit. Because he had started
yeah.
some venture capital thing before that actually like sort of worked.
Well, that's the whole thing. But he was using the Fire site to pay that one off, and the festival to promote the site to pay the other one off. It was a huge Ponzi scheme.
But they were like, they'd run out of ideas and go, oh, now we're going to offer super awesome suites right on the ocean with docks out to your own boat for 50 grand each.
Right.
You got to send in a 25 grand deposit. And like he'd get a bunch of deposits and no one was getting any fucking boat or anything.
Yeah.
They got a fucking tent. I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, and Joe, I don't know if you know this, but I found out that that was the Netflix. You and I watched the one on Netflix.
Yeah.
Turns out Hulu did a documentary as well and never advertised it. So probably in the next couple days, I'm gonna go watch the Hulu one too, just because
I'm going
fucking
tonight.
fascinated.
Like right now.
I swear to God, man, it's like P.T. Barnum. Just great stuff.
It was.
All right, I have to go refill my glass. I'll be right back.
Hey, I'm signing off, Dave. I gotta eat.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah, I'm all done. I gotta eat some dinner, man. It's fucking late.
Dave, this has been a pleasure.
Yeah. So yeah, this is
Say
where
hi to your wife, family, everybody.
I gotta
that?
get you a little. He said, "Say hi. It's been a pleasure." I gotta get you a little mixing board and a good mic, so it sounds like you're here. I know how to do it. I
hate to push myself into your sandbox, but this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. So anyway, everybody, this was show 100. Don't go away. I don't want you to sign off until I'm
Show
done.
100.
And Yeah, I'm Al. He's Joe. That's Dave. I'm pointing to him like you can see him, but we can all see each other. This worked out pretty. This was fun, right?
This was fun.
I'll see you Thursday. Dave, hold the line for a second. Go get your drink, all right?
All right,
I'll
gentlemen,
mix the
thank
show
you
down
so
while
much.
we'll chat. We'll chat
I'm
some more.
glad you're
Joe's going to get his food.
Yeah, I gotta get some dinner too. All right.
Waterbury.
All right. Hey, good night, Waterbury.